They sent him away to a nursing home. But what his children didn't know would shock them forever. He never complained, not when they stopped visiting, not when the phones stopped ringing, and not even when his own children signed the papers that sent him away. His name was Walter Thompson, 72 years old, a retired mechanic, a father of 3. For 40 years, he worked with grease on his hands and hope in his heart. Every extra shift, every missed vacation, every aching bone, it was all for them, for his children. He built their bikes with his own hands, stayed awake during their fevers, clapped the loudest at their graduations. And when their mother passed away, he became both parents. But time changes things. Children grow up, they get busy, they move on, and sometimes they forget. At first it was small things, a missed Sunday dinner, a postponed visit, a "sorry Dad, I'm just busy." Walter would smile. "It's okay," he'd say. "I understand." But deep down, he didn't. One winter evening, they all came to his house together. That hadn't happened in years. He thought, maybe they missed him, maybe tonight was different. But it wasn't. They sat him down, spoke gently, too gently. "Dad, we think it's time. You shouldn't live alone anymore. It's for your safety." They called it a nursing home. They called it comfort. They called it care. But Walter knew what it was. Loneliness, with a different address. He looked at their faces. He didn't argue, he didn't fight. He just nodded. Because fathers sometimes sacrifice their pride too. The nursing home smelled like disinfectant and silence. The walls were beige, the hallways long, the smiles rehearsed. His room had one small window, one narrow bed, and one metal cabinet. That night, he placed a small wooden box inside that cabinet, locked it, and kept the key in his pocket. Every morning he would sit by the window, watching the parking lot, waiting. Cars came and went, families visited, children hugged their parents, but not his. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The calls stopped completely. Birthdays passed quietly. Holidays felt heavier. Still, he never complained. But here's what they didn't know. Walter wasn't just an old mechanic. He had made one decision years ago, one quiet decision that would change everything. Walter had always been careful with money, not because he was greedy, but because he was afraid. Afraid that one day he wouldn't be strong enough to provide. After his wife died, he sold the family house, not because he needed to, but because he was planning something his children never knew. He opened a private investment account, quietly, slowly. Over 10 years, he invested almost everything, his savings, his overtime pay, even the money he got from selling his tools. He didn't spend on vacations, he didn't buy luxury. He prepared for them, for their future, because that's what fathers do, even when no one is watching. Back at the nursing home, there was one nurse who noticed him. Her name was Emily. She was young, kind, different. She didn't rush conversations, she didn't fake smiles. She would sit with him during lunch and listen. One evening she asked, "Why don't your kids visit?" Walter smiled softly. "They're busy building their lives." Emily looked at him carefully. "You still defend them?" He shrugged. "They're my children." But that night, something changed. Walter had been feeling weaker. The winter was harsh, his breathing slower. Emily sat beside him, and he handed her the small wooden box key. "If they come, give this to them." She nodded. "But you should give it yourself." Walter looked toward the window. Snow was falling, soft, quiet, like forgiveness. "I don't think I will." 3 days later, the nursing home called his children. It was urgent. They arrived together, just like that winter evening months ago. But this time, there were no soft explanations, no polite excuses, only silence. They were too late. Walter Thompson passed away peacefully in his sleep. No anger, no complaints, just quiet dignity. At the small memorial service, there weren't many people, just his children and Nurse Emily. After the service, Emily walked toward them, holding the small wooden box. "He wanted you to have this." Their hands trembled slightly. Inside the box, there was a letter and a bank document. The letter read, "My dear children, if you're reading this, it means I'm no longer waiting by the window. I know life gets busy. I know the world moves fast. I never blamed you, not once. Everything I did was always for you. The account attached to this letter contains everything I saved. It's yours. Use it to build your dreams. Just promise me one thing. Visit your children when you grow old, so you never have to watch the parking lot like I did." The account balance? $4.8 million. Their father, the old mechanic, had quietly become a millionaire, and they never even visited. His oldest son broke down first, then the daughter, then the youngest. Not because of the money, but because of the window. Because suddenly, they remembered every Sunday dinner, every repaired bike, every sacrifice. But regret comes late, sometimes too late. And somewhere, in a quiet winter sky, Walter was finally at peace. Not because his children were rich, but because he never stopped being a father, even when they stopped being children.